Hi everyone, and welcome to another Christmas vlog. If you haven't seen my last two vlogs, I will leave links to them up in the little eye in the corner. You should definitely go and watch those before you watch this one so that you're all caught up. But if you've already watched them, then welcome back. I hope you guys are enjoying these vlogs so far. I know they're not the most interesting thing ever, especially because I haven't been reading super often, so I haven't been like finishing a lot of books this month yet. But I hope you guys are still enjoying it anyway. So it is currently the 8th of December, and I'm beginning to wonder if I keep saying October in all of these videos because I'm definitely still in like the vlogoween mindset, even though I didn't vlog during vlogoween, but like for some reason my brain still thinks it's October. Anyways, I hope I haven't been saying October, but it is currently December 8th. I am filming at like 8:30 at night because I had to work today, so that's just usually when I get the time to film on days when I have to go to work. And I actually did not vlog at all yesterday because I worked like a midday shift from 11 to 7, and anytime that I do that, it just kind of takes up my whole day because like in the morning I'm just too tired to film or read or really do anything, and then when I get home from work at night it's already like super dark out and I'm just tired from working, so I didn't end up doing very much yesterday anyway, so I figured there was no point in filming. I did, however, finally drink one of my hot cocos. So I had the French vanilla one, and I have to be honest, this was the first time I had hot cocoa in like a good 3 years because I used to drink it all the time when I was younger because I never drank coffee, and then over these last couple of years since I started working pretty much I have become an avid coffee drinker and I drink coffee constantly, so now that's like my drink of choice. So it has been a while since I have had hot cocoa and I kind of forgot what it tastes like. So I finally tried it. Like I said, I had the French vanilla one, and I have to say, I forgot how much I love the taste of whipped cream with hot cocoa. I think that is like one of my favorite flavors ever, like that mixture of the two. But I also forgot that I don't have like the biggest sweet tooth. Like I do like sweet things. I enjoy having like a sweet snack every once in a while, or like finishing my dinner with some kind of dessert. But I forgot like how sweet hot chocolate is and that it's kind of a lot, so I wasn't able to like finish the whole glass. I don't even think I drank half of it because I just kind of got sick of it after a while, and I don't know if it was because it was French vanilla that made it like extra sweet, but it just got too sweet for me. I don't know if that makes sense. I feel like some people will get how like you can only have like so much sweet stuff if you don't have a super sweet tooth. So I forgot how much I struggle to finish like a whole cup of hot cocoa. So I don't know how many of these days of hot cocoa I'm actually going to drink because I don't want to keep like wasting them. So I think some of the flavors that I'm less interested in trying, like for instance the caramel one that I opened the other day, I think I might give some of them to one of my coworkers because I know she likes drinking hot cocoa and she will like bring it with her to work. So I might give some of them to her to try. But yes, I did finally get around to doing that because I know I was saying that I was going to do it for like the last week and I haven't, but I finally did it last night. So to update you on my reading, I am still reading One by One. I'm also still reading The Return of the King. I haven't gotten any farther in that since the last time that I updated you guys, and I am still reading it, which I haven't picked up at all this month so far, but I did make a little bit of progress in One by One since my last vlog. So I am now on page 174, so I'm around the halfway mark, and I am still enjoying this. I think this is one of my least favorite Ruth Ware books that I've read, which pains me to say, but I think it's because I am invested in the story. Like I'm definitely going to keep reading. I'm engaged with it. I want to know like who the killer is, but at the same time, I am not invested in these characters at all, and as a very character-driven reader, I think that's kind of taken a toll on me with this book because I just don't really care if these characters live or die, which is a harsh thing to say, but it is the truth. So yeah, some of them are just straight up dislikable, and the other ones I'm just really not interested in them. So yeah, I'm not loving this, but I am enjoying it enough to keep reading. Like I mentioned in my last vlog, this is like a whodunit classic mystery. Like they start getting killed off one by one after they get stranded at this ski chalet in the French Alps. So yeah, I'm still enjoying it. I want to know who the killer is, but it's just not my favorite Ruth Ware book that I've read so far. So that is that. Now we have to open another day in my sock calendar. So we're up to day 4 now, and this looks like it's going to be another crew sock. So let's see how easily I can open this. The answer is not easy at all. Oh dear. Truly the design of this box is terrible. But anyway, here's our sock. We've slightly revealed a sock from one of the other days, so we're not going to look at that because I don't want to spoil myself. But here we go with the other one. Okay, this one's pretty colorful. We've got some blue, we've got some red and black striping going on. It's definitely another crew sock. My cats are fighting over there. So it's got Santa Jack on it, and it says frightfully festive with a little spider web on there. So these ones are cute, and those are our socks for day 4. If you're wondering, by the way, where I got this sock calendar from, the one that I did last year in my Vlogmas and the one that I had done the year previously, which I can't remember if I did Vlogmas that year or not, but I did these sock calendars 2 years in a row. I got them from Target, and both years they had Nightmare Before Christmas, but the first year I ended up getting the Disney Princess one, and then I regretted it. I really wanted the Nightmare Before Christmas one. So then last year I went to Target with the intention of getting the Nightmare Before Christmas one, and they were sold out, so I had to get the Disney Princess one. This year I went to Target again with the intention of getting the Nightmare Before Christmas one, and they were sold out again, and they didn't even have like a Disney Princess one, so I ended up getting nothing. And then I found this one at a Walgreens, which Walgreens always has like a decent selection of Nightmare Before Christmas merchandise during like Halloween and Christmas. So I found this there. This was like $30, and I think the ones at Target were usually around $20 for like the same amount of socks, I'm pretty sure. Or I think actually the ones at Target, I think you got like 15 socks in those ones. So they were really good, but I couldn't find them this year, so I wasn't able to get them. These are still fun. Like, I've enjoyed the socks that I got. I think this design of this box is terrible, unless it's just me not knowing how to do things properly. But yeah, I think you get less socks for more money with this calendar versus the ones at Target. So next year, I guess I'm just gonna have to go really early in the season to get the Nightmare Before Christmas socks. Otherwise, maybe I'll just have to buy them online, which I hate doing, but maybe I'll have to do that because, yeah, I think I like those sock calendars a little bit more. That is all the stuff that I have to update you on since my last vlog. I will say I don't think I'm going to get around to vlogging at all tomorrow because I have to go to work really early tomorrow morning, and then tomorrow evening I am going to see Disney on Ice, which I am very excited about. So I don't think I'm going to get around to any of like this kind of vlogging, but I'm hoping to get some videos from going to Disney on Ice, so hopefully that'll be interesting enough to make up for not really vlogging a whole lot this week. But this week is just going to be really busy, and I think it's going to be the same on Saturday as well because I am going on a tiny road trip to visit some family for my grandpa's birthday, so I don't know how much I'm going to get done on that day either. But I am hoping tonight to do some more reading. I think I might also read another chapter of The Return of the King, and yeah, that is what I have to do tonight, and hopefully I will get around to updating you guys again sometime soon.
You hear that, Samson? Beautiful. Goodbye.
Hi guys, so it is now Sunday, December 11th. It's around 3:30 in the afternoon. I had off from work today, which is great because it has been snowing all day with no sign of stopping anytime soon. So I'm really glad that I did not have to drive to or from work today. So that was great. But I've just been having a really slow but productive day. I did have to run out to the grocery store, not gonna lie. It was scary, it was chilly, but we made it back alive. I also did quite a bit of reading today, so I'm only 60 pages from the end of One by One by Ruth Ware, which I will talk to you guys about in a minute. But as predicted, I was not able to vlog much the last 2 days, although I did have a really fun 2 days. So on Friday, we did go to see Disney on Ice, which was a blast. We went to see it back in 2019, and ever since then, whenever I think of a fun memory or one of the funnest days of my life, Disney on Ice is one of the first things to pop into my head. So I was really excited to see it again, and it did not disappoint. So Friday night will be another memory logged into fun days, the cabinet file in my memory bank. Wow, that was a difficult sentence. And then on Saturday, yes, yesterday, we went on a little road trip to visit some family because it was my grandpa's 90th birthday party. They had made him, my family, they made him this really cute 90th birthday cake that had a little farm scene on it because my grandpa used to have a farm with all of these animals and he was a farmer basically. So they made him this really cute cake and it was a really lovely time getting to see family and stuff like that. There wasn't any drama or stuff, so it was just a really nice time. And the drive there and back, it wasn't the prettiest. This is not, I feel the best time of year to go on a road trip because there was remnants of the fall leaves out, but for the most part everything was just kind of dead, so everything was really colorless and just kind of dreary. So it wasn't the most pretty road trip, but I did still film some little clips of the mountains in the distance and stuff like that, so it was still a good time. It was a very nice little trip, but when I got home I was pretty exhausted from having to get up really early, so I really didn't do much vlogging or reading or really anything over the last couple of days. But like I said, I tried to make up for it today by doing quite a lot of reading this morning. So I did read up to page 300 this morning. So like I said, I'm only about 60 pages from the end. And I have to say, after the update that I gave you 2 days ago or whenever it was, when I said that I wasn't enjoying this as much, I'm definitely enjoying it more now. The action started to pick up a little bit more, and there was also more of a tense edge of your seat element that was added to it after the last time that I updated you. So even though I'm still not super keen on any of the characters, I think the plot is making up for it a little bit more now. Also, around the halfway point, I did make a prediction as to who I thought the killer was, and turns out I was right, but we do still have 60 pages left of the ending, and knowing Ruth Ware, I feel there's going to be another twist, and I have no idea what it's going to be, but I feel there has to be another twist to the story in the last 60 pages. So I'm very excited, and I definitely want to finish this book today to find out how it's going to end. My heat is about to kick on, but hopefully we have just enough time and it's not too annoying that we can open another day in my Advent sock calendar. So we are up to day 5, which it looks like it's going to be another, actually I can kind of peek through it in here, and it actually looks like it's going to be another crew sock, even though it's in a small little box. And these boxes, as we've established, don't work very well, so I'm just gonna try and grab it through the other day. There we go. Okay, I love these automatically. So I love black socks when they have a black background or whatever, the main color of them is black, because I wear a lot of black clothing. So if I'm wearing socks and they happen to creep up a little bit and peek over the top of my boot, I like for the background to be black so that you can't really tell that my socks are peeking out. And these ones are covered in Zero, which I love. He's my favorite Nightmare Before Christmas character. I mean, obviously I love Jack, but Zero is my favorite. So I love these socks. I think these are my favorite ones that we've opened so far, and they've got a red heel and toe. But yes, I love these socks so much. So that was another successful Advent day. But yes, now my heat has definitely kicked on. So I think I'm gonna go and read some more of my book. I'm really hoping to finish it, and then I might wrap some more presents tonight. I would also like to do some crocheting, and I do really want to journal. I don't know if all of those things are gonna get done tonight, but we'll see what happens. So it is now the next night. It is almost 8 o'clock in the evening. I had to work today, so usually on days when I have to go to work, this is around the time that I actually get around to doing some vlogging. But if I look like really tired today, it was because I had to wake up at 6 o'clock this morning in order to get up and be able to get ready to go to work in time. So I am very tired right now, and I also have to open tomorrow at work again. So I'm just going to be very sleepy over the next couple of days. But I do have some reading updates for you. I have actually finished 2 things since the last time I updated you yesterday. I was planning on updating you yesterday when I finished One by One, but I ended up not having a very good mental health day yesterday. All those other things that I said that I was going to do, like journaling and wrapping presents and stuff like that, that did not happen because I just wasn't feeling well yesterday, so I ended up watching a movie. I did do some crocheting, so I'm going to show you the new project that I started in a minute, but other than that, I really didn't get up to doing much yesterday, but I did finish One by One, so we are going to talk about it. Now, yesterday I know I said that I thought that there was going to be another twist in the story because I was like 60 pages from the ending, and I was like, surely something else must happen. That did not happen. The author took the last like 40 pages, really took the time to like wrap up the ending, and I feel like if you're someone that does not like open endings when it comes to mysteries or thrillers, you would really appreciate how this ending is like wrapped up. I feel like if I had to give this book a rating, it would probably be 3.5 out of 5 stars. I think this is probably in my least 2 favorite Ruth Ware books. If I had to rate it on a scale with the other ones that I've read, I would probably put it below The Woman in Cabin 10, but above The Turn of the Key. Although I do have a really unpopular opinion, it seems, when it comes to The Turn of the Key. I think a lot of people really love that Ruth Ware book, whereas that's my least favorite one. But I think I liked this one a little bit more than that. I think I still didn't love the characters, but I think it is a good like plot-based whodunit sort of mystery, even though I was able to predict who the killer is, which is maybe a negative to some people. So yes, that is my first book finished for December. I am very excited that I finally finished a book. And then I also read the entirety of this Star Wars graphic novel called Mutiny at Mon Cala. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that place correctly, but yes, I read the entirety of this today, so this is my second book finished for the month so far, and I would give this 4 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed this. I really loved the illustrations in this one as well. I really think they captured the actors' faces really realistically, and I love when any of the Star Wars graphic novels do that. I also think this was a setup to my favorite Star Wars graphic novel that I read last month, which was called Hope Dies, I think. I'm pretty sure this takes place right before that one. I just unfortunately ended up reading them out of order, but I really enjoyed this one. I would give it a good 4 out of 5 stars and would definitely recommend it if you're looking for Star Wars novels to pick up. So those are the 2 books that I have finished. I'm so glad I finally finished a book because I was beginning to lose hope after not finishing anything for over a week. I do have to say, part of the reason that I was struggling a lot yesterday, and part of the reason that I've been struggling just to film or vlog in general, is that I am having a lot of self-esteem issues, I guess. I hate when I get into these headspaces because this is so not the person that I want to be, where I like care a lot about the way that I look, but I feel like I'm never really happy with how I look, but then I try not to ever let it stop me from doing things. Like, I look at vlogs that I posted like 4 years ago, where back in the day on my channel, like every other video I filmed or posted was a vlog. Like, I loved vlogging. I hated editing them. I've gotten a little better at it now, so I don't mind it as much, but I used to post vlogs all the time. Sometimes I look back on those videos and I'm like, oh my gosh, I posted myself on the internet looking like that. But I've never like gone back and privated any of those videos. Like 90% of those videos are still up because I really try not to let the way that I look or like what I don't like about the way that I look stop me from doing things that I enjoy. But sometimes I do get into these headspaces where I do let it stop me, and that is what has been happening this whole month, which has been difficult not having to, but choosing to film these videos, wanting to film these videos. I really want to do Vlogmas. I love doing it every year on my channel, so I want to do it. But then when it comes to editing these videos and watching back the footage and looking at myself when I'm in one of these really bad headspaces where I just pick apart every aspect of myself, it makes it really difficult, and that was one of the reasons I was really struggling yesterday. In fact, I did actually try to film an update yesterday talking about like one by one and finishing it and what I was doing yesterday, and I couldn't even get through the whole clip because even just looking in the viewfinder, I just felt like I looked horrible, and I still don't feel great about it, which is why I'm like fidgeting with my hair so much, which I know is annoying to watch, but it's also annoying for me to have to watch it. But I'm trying not to let my insecurities with the way that I look right now stop me from doing Vlogmas. So yeah, that's my little rant about how I've been feeling lately. And also, it doesn't help that just in general, I've been feeling kind of bad about my channel and feeling like, nobody's watching, nobody really cares, which I know is not true because I posted my first Vlogmas video a couple days ago, and somebody left the sweetest comment on that video, saying how they get happy when they see that I posted a video, and like that just made my whole day. And I wish I could just keep those comments always in the back of my head whenever I get into these ruts where I feel like nobody watches and nobody cares and stuff like that. But yeah, that's also something that I'm struggling with, feeling like I'm not good enough, like my camera quality isn't good enough, the lighting is bad, my audio is terrible, my videos are always out of focus or whatever. It's just a lot of things happening that is making me feel really down and is really discouraging me from vlogging this month, but I'm really trying to push through it because I really do want to do these Vlogmas videos. I enjoy doing them, I like editing them, I like looking back on them later, but at the moment, especially this past week, I've just been really struggling with many different aspects of it. So yeah, there's my little rant for the day. Now let's talk about my current crochet project, which I have in this little festive reusable shopping bag. So I started this last night. It is another scarf that I'm going to give as a gift to one of my coworkers, and the yarn that I'm using is this Lion brand Scarfy yarn in this gradient green to black yarn. I have actually purchased this before and I made a scarf for myself using this yarn, and I absolutely love it. This yarn is super soft. It's like a weight 5, I think, so it's a little bit on the bigger side, so it works up pretty quickly, and it's just a really soft yarn. I love how the gradient works with it. I think the only like downside to this yarn is that it is more on the expensive side. I think this is a good like $12 or $13 for one skein of yarn. I of course only ever buy it on sale or with a coupon. I don't think I have ever paid full price for a single skein of yarn in my life, so I always take advantage of like the Joann's or Michael's coupons to get this, but I really love this yarn and the color of it. So this is what the scarf looks like so far. Obviously I have quite a ways to go with it. I always like to work my scarves lengthwise because I just like how it works up better, especially when you use a gradient yarn. It comes out with this like natural striping that it does all on its own, and I just like the way that it looks lengthwise better than if I worked it up widthwise. I also like to make my scarves by doing half double crochets in the back loops only, and I like how that texture goes when I work it lengthwise. If you don't crochet, then everything that I just said made absolutely no sense, but if you crochet, then you know what I'm talking about when I say that. So yes, that is my current project, and I started it last night while me and my mom watched the Christmas classic, It Chapter 2, which I'm sure everybody watches during the holiday season with their family, or is that just me? But no, actually this was my first time watching it because I watched It Chapter 1 back in July, I think, because it was on Netflix. And then they didn't have chapter 2, which is one of my biggest pet peeves, is when streaming services have like one movie but not the sequels. I think that's so annoying. I remember a couple years ago, I don't remember which streaming service it was, but they had the Fellowship of the Ring and the Two Towers, but not the Return of the King. I don't get it. Point being, I watched the first part in July and I really enjoyed it, so I wanted to watch the second part, and recently we got a subscription to Peacock. I don't know how long we're going to keep it for, but chapter 2 was on there, so we started watching it last night, and we're about 45 minutes from the end because it started to get pretty late, so we decided to turn it off and continue tonight. So that is what we're going to do tonight, and I'm going to continue on working with my scarf. So I will probably update you guys hopefully again tomorrow, and I will tell you guys what I think of part 2, because I know I was actually vlogging the last time when I watched part 1 and I talked about what I thought of it. In fact, I think that was the last time I ever even filmed a vlog, was back in July. I mean, obviously, besides the ones that I'm filming for this month so far, but the last time before that was when I watched it chapter 1. So this seems fitting for me to talk about what I think of the second one. So yes, this was a very long clip, which means this vlog probably won't go on for too many more days, but as far as my reading goes, I think for now that I've finished 2 books, I am going to take the next couple of days to focus on making progress in The Return of the King, so that is what I'll be picking up if I decide to read something tonight. Now the 13th of December, and I'm finally here to do my final update of this vlog, which I feel like it has kind of overstayed its visit. Like, I think this vlog has probably gotten a little bit too long, so we are going to end it tonight and then pick up a new one possibly tomorrow. I'm also thinking maybe I might give myself a couple of days off from vlogging. We'll see how I feel tomorrow. I have the day off, but I might just want to focus on doing other things and not worry for the next couple days about vlogging, but we'll see how I feel tomorrow. But today I did have to go to work, and then when I came home I did finally get around to wrapping some presents. But now we are going to talk about my final reading update for this vlog, and also what I thought of It Chapter 2, because as promised I said I would talk about it. My camera battery is flashing, so if this abruptly cuts off, I do apologize, but thank you for watching. Okay, so I did read one more chapter of The Return of the King, so I'm on page 812. If you see my other vlogs, you understand why that is, but this is my progress so far. But also the last couple hundred pages of this book are technically the appendix of the story. Like, this whole thing is the appendix. So really I am much further into the book than how it actually looks, and I'm still deciding if I'm going to read the appendix this year or if I might just save it to read next year, and once I actually finish like The Return of the King, then I will count this as read, and then I will read the appendix at a later date, if that makes sense. But I'm still really enjoying it. I don't really have much to say about it outside of that. So now, as promised, we are going to talk about my review of It Chapter 2, the Christmas classic, or as it will be known from this point on. So I liked it. I thought it was good. I actually have to say I think I preferred part 1 to part 2, which is kind of surprising because I don't tend to like movies that mainly follow children. It's actually what kept me from watching Stranger Things for the longest time, but I actually think I liked part 1 over part 2. But this one was still good. I will always prefer the original. It's just a fact. I do think this ending was really good, and that's like the reason that I enjoy the original It and why I enjoy this one also is not so much the horror aspects of it, because I don't really find any of them to be particularly scary, but I love the friendship dynamic. I watch it because of the characters, because of the meaning behind it, because of their dynamics with each other. I love that, and I feel like the ending of this movie really hit home with that. Being that it's like a remake of an older film, I feel like I can kind of talk about it without really spoiling it, but if you like are planning on watching this movie and you don't want to be spoiled, then you can click out now. But the ending of this movie, when they are looking in the window reflection and they see themselves as children with their bikes and stuff, that like really hit me. And then when they're reading the letter from Stanley and they're having like the flashback scenes of them riding their bikes and stuff, that just really touched me, so I did really like the ending. Also, Stephen King made a little appearance in this movie, which I wasn't expecting, and it totally caught me off guard, but like I was a little bit starstruck when I saw him in the movie. I thought that that was really cool, and I liked that little scene that they added him in there. But also a little gripe that I did have with the movie, which call me a prude, whatever, but I just got a little bit tired of hearing the F word like every other sentence. I think this movie kind of overdid it with the language, and I am currently reading the book. I'm like 100 or so pages into it. I haven't picked it up in like a month, but I know that there is some like strong language in the book as well, but I guess because reading the book, the dialogue is split up by descriptions and the action and all this other stuff that's happening, so it doesn't feel like every other sentence is the F word. Whereas watching this movie, like every other word was the F word, if not some other sparkly language. So I just felt like after a little while I got tired of hearing it. And I don't even mind like cussing that much, but this was a little bit overdone for me. But overall, I still thought it was good, but I will always prefer the original, and Tim Curry will always be my Pennywise. So on that note, I am going to end this vlog here. I hope you guys enjoyed it and it wasn't too boring. If you did like it, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!